Alright, hey, Omega here, and so we're going to conduct our second test of a 240 volt testing for the Alta Redshift. Okay, so last night I had Rashid 510 from the Electric Dirt Bike forums. He updated the firmware on my Redshift SM. Okay, he installed the latest firmware. I think he said it was like a 1.3.1 RC something. I don't remember which number, but okay. But watch that video, or yeah, if you want to figure out how I if you want to know the process it took to update this thing. All right, you just need the laptop and the cable and the software and stuff, and then you have to do a bunch of stuff. All right, it was a lot more work than I thought it would be. So let's say, all right, it's not as easy as the KO controller. All right. But in a way, it's almost the same thing, okay? But anyway, this bike has the latest SM firmware, and so that means it gives it the ability to charge at different voltages, okay? If you remember correctly, when we did this experiment before, it said the voltage is out of range, all right, and it wouldn't charge the bike, okay? The bike wouldn't charge. And hopefully now, when we try it again, it'll work with the 240 volts, all right? So what's the advantage of this? Well, the charger is only like 1 kilowatt or something, all right, 1.1 kilowatt. It's not really going to make the bike charge any faster. It might charge faster, I'm not sure, we'll find out. But this gives me the ability to go to like charging stations, or just if there's 240 volt power around, we can use that power to charge the bike, okay? Like if you're in a place that you can use that hooks up to like RVs and stuff, or that place that has shore power, you can connect an EVSE there with 200 something volts and plug it to this guy, and then plug it into the Alta Redshift, okay? And there's plenty of J1772 charging stations out there, like the charge point stations, all right? So if this works, the next step will be to actually go out to a public charging station and see if we can charge the Redshift, right? And that'd be kind of nice, you know, because there's some out there and stuff. All right. Okay, so let's go do it. Okay, so here's I'll just go over some of the stuff from last time. I have this adapter cable here, guys. All right. Basically, it turns your this 1430 outlet, all right, it's got a 1430 plug to a 515 receptacle, okay, and I labeled it 240 volt only, okay, because you don't want to plug in 120 volt stuff. So this has 2 hot legs on it, okay. So this is what I use to charge my RAV4 if I want to charge it faster. All right, and then I've got my EVSE here, and if you guys don't know, the RAV4, the Toyota EVSE can operate on 120 or 240 volts. All right, it has that ability. It's not advertised to has that ability, but it works. Okay, if you plug in 240 volts to this, it will charge with 240 volts. Okay, so we're going to plug this guy into here, and that will power it up. Okay, and just EVSE is basically a switch, okay guys? It just provides power for an electric vehicle. Okay, it's not the actual charger. Alright, and here's the J plug right here, the old hair dryer. Let's go take it over to the Redshift. Okay, so pay attention. So look at the little brick over there. Alright, see the brick over there has it's just an orange light on there right now, right? So when I plug this in, there'll be a green light, all right? So we'll plug it into our EVSE adapter. Okay, I heard a click. Okay, so now the EVSE, so the So what's happened is the EVSE adapter is sending a pilot signal to the EVSE saying, hey, I'm requesting power, open her up. All right, it's like a relay sort of. Okay, so now you see the green light is on, so now it's providing power. Okay, and now I'm gonna plug it into the Redshift. All right, here we go. If I can get this all thing. Okay, just like this. Okay, it's plugged in. There's 240 volt power going in. Now we're going to turn this on, see what happens. Okay. It says it's starting. And it's charging. Woohoo! It works, guys. Yeah, boy. Yeah, it just says it's charging. Okay, so what Rashid 510 told me, the reason for the firmware and why they wanted to allow the ability for the SM to be able to charge off of 240 volts is for in Europe. All right, in Europe they use 240 volts. All right, and other countries that use 240 volts, this enables them to use their power to thing it. But he didn't know. He told me he didn't know that if it'll work on with a North American 240 volts, because their power might be as a little different or something. But as you can see, it's working just fine. Okay, and it's charging. How fast it's charging, I don't know. We're gonna have to put like a kilowatt on it or something, but there it is. Okay, I wonder if the kilowatt works at 240 volts. That's a good question. I haven't tried that yet. I might just break the kilowatt. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay, so there you go. My experiment works. So what I'm gonna do is I'll leave it hooked up for like 15 minutes and we'll see if it's still charging. If it is, I would say that's a success. Okay, but right now we'll see how long it'll charge with this. Or let's do it for like half an hour. Okay. So right now we're using the house's power, the 240 volt outlet that's connected to that dryer right there. Okay. Cool. And obviously you don't want to operate the dryer and charge this at the same time. Although I don't know if this doesn't really draw that much power. All right. See you guys in like half an hour. Okay, Hazemega here. It's been about 40 minutes since we plugged it in. Hazemega went and took a shower, and it's still charging. And it's charging pretty fast, man. Maybe it does charge faster. So one thing I'm noting is the coolant isn't that warm. It's a little bit warm. Normally it's warmer than that. The funny thing is that when this thing is charging, it gets warmer than when you're actually operating the bike. Okay, but it's actually not that hot. So I think maybe since it's operating at 240 volts, it's using more voltage than current. All right, it's probably it's using the same current, but it's using the two legs. All right, so there's more voltage than current. All right, as I want to say, it's using more voltage than current than it would if it was only charging with 120 volts. So it actually makes it cooler. All right, yeah, because we're running more voltage and less current, sort of, kind of. All right, and it's already almost at 75%. I noted yesterday, I did a video about this, guys. At 50%, it takes 3 hours to charge it. All right, so we're already almost at 75% charge. It's almost, yeah. So what's half? It's been less than an hour. So it seems like every hour we're going to go up like 25%. So it seems like it charges a little bit faster. Yeah, it charges a little bit faster with 240 volts. So what I noted from the charge curve was that it'll charge at 1100 watts for like 20 minutes, and then it just kind of nosedives. It goes down to like 900 or 800, somewhere between 700 and 900 watts is where it charges at normally. Okay, so maybe we're getting the full like 1.1 kilowatts now with the 240 volts because it's creating less heat type of thing. See how warm the battery is. The battery's not even hot at all. So yeah, looks like it's handling it just fine. So okay, so this experiment is a success, guys. So we're successfully able to charge it with a 240 volt power source, all right, with the EVSE adapter. So theoretically what that means is I can go to a public charging station and use the J-plugs from public charging stations if I bring this adapter with me. Okay, I should find a way to somehow lock it to the bike so somebody can't steal it. But yeah, you could just take your Redshift to a charge station and actually use the charge station to charge your bike, and it'll do it faster too. Is what we're finding out right now. Okay, yeah, so success. So the next experiment will be to actually go to a public charging station and try this out again. Okay, so there you go. That's the apparatus there, and it worked this time. All right, last time it did not work, and it took a firmware update to get it to work. Awesome. All right, and thanks to Rashid 510 for updating the firmware for me. It's awesome. Now I can charge at public charging stations or with 240 volts. So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes 240 volt power is around and there's no 120 volt power, and sometimes it's the other way around. So yeah, but yeah, obviously 240 volts is probably not as easy to come by in the United States as 120. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this is educational and entertaining. That's the charge experiment with 240 volts with the new firmware, and it works. Success. All right, here's Miguel. Thanks for watching. Okay, one more quick test. I'm gonna unplug this 240 volt apparatus, and I'm gonna plug it into my 120 volt solar power system. All right, my solar inverter. All right, or my hybrid off-grid inverter, and see if it works better now. Okay. Bonus clip. Okay, here we go. Quick test. Plug this in. Okay. Turn the key. It's charging. Question is, oh, it immediately stopped. Okay, so no. For some reason, I don't know why, when I use my EVSE and I try to charge with my solar power inverter, my hybrid off-grid inverter, it trips the GFCI. I don't know why it does that. All right, so we're gonna have to see if it works with another 120 volt EVSE. Okay, no, but yeah, it works. If I plug this into a normal outlet, it will work. All right, so let's try that out next. Okay, so let's turn this off. Okay, we're going to unplug it from my inverter and plug it into a regular outlet in the house. Okay, there we go. It's green. And we're going to plug this back into the bike and see if it will charge with 120 volts. All right, we're going to do the full array of tests. Okay, turn it on. Start charging. This is starting, and it's charging. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. It's been about a few minutes, and it's still charging. Okay, so I don't know what, for whatever reason, it trips the GFCI when it connects to my inverter. But I can plug it straight into my inverter, and it'll work. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to not use this at home. So let's say, all right, here's Big Out.